Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and today I'm very excited to be announcing June's Make-Along theme. So if you are new to the year of the make-alongs or another year of the make-alongs, every month we have a different make-along. Some months there's prizes, some months there aren't. Sometimes we just do a quarterly, here's a pattern, thank you for participating. You guys are awesome. You're keeping me motivated. These make-alongs are just as much for me as they are for you guys. We do our quarterly make-along to really kind of focus on stash or a specific yarn weight, and we're doing the monthly make-alongs partially to look at our stash differently, partially just because these are fun things to do. So the month of June is start a large project. Now, this doesn't mean this has to be, you know, like a king size blanket quilt gan or something. This is, or if you're a sewer, a quilter, these do not have to be knitted and crocheted. You can sew, you can scrapbook, you can do whatever you want to do. Make along, not cowl. So bring the projects, whatever they are, but this doesn't mean that it has to be the largest scale project you've ever made. I'm looking for you guys to invest your time, invest your brain space, learn a new skill. This kind of did replace learn a new skill from last year. This is more like trying to think outside of the box, combining colors, things like that. So for me, the first project I'm going to be focusing on is going to be the linen stitch shawl that I have been holding on to. So I had a cake, those little small Karen chunky cakes, 4 years ago. It was before we moved back to South Carolina. And it was in these shades of green with this like teal. I think that actually gives you the entire color palette, plus the pea pod here. And I just really loved the combination of everything from the sea foam to this bright green to the pea pod to the teal, and everything just, the colors captivated me. To me, it just screamed spring. And there was a little element of like walking the beach after a thunderstorm looking for sea glass kind of deal. Like it's kind of one of those. So anyway, I love this color palette. I bought the yarn. I have 3 of each color, and I wanted to do a large blanket shawl using the linen stitch. I've known exactly what I wanted to do with this yarn for at least 5 years now. This came to South Carolina with me. So I've been here now for 3 years. It's at least 4 years old. So I knew exactly what I wanted with this. This is what I'm going to be working on. I do want something that is like a blanket wrap. So we're not talking like a stole this wide. We're looking more like full-size pashmina size stole at least. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a 6.5 feet length. I'll figure it out, but I have plenty of yarn. That's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors, and I have 3 skeins of each one. So I have plenty of yarn to be working with. I do want the linen stitch to go long ways. So 1 row is going to take me 15 million years. I understand this, but I know exactly what I want with this. So once again, it's not the largest scale thing that I've done. I've made king size blankets in the past. I have sewn my own clothing in the past. I've done color work of all sorts of different varieties. I've done cables, crocheted and knitted. This isn't the largest scale project. However, it is going to be intensive. It is going to be devotion because this is sport weight. This isn't worsted weight. So this is going to be time. And it's going to be a lot of time invested into this one piece that I've now waited over 4 years for. So that's what I'm looking for, where you want that investment of time, that investment of energy, the investment of your brain into this. So even if it's not the biggest project, I'm not saying if you have a king size blanket you're trying to make, don't do it. If you want to work on a king size blanket and that is the largest scale project you've ever made, that also works for a large project, obviously, but this is what we're looking for. Some people are new to garments. You know, if you want to do garments, make a garment. If you want to do, color work socks. To me, small finished object, lots of mental space. I do color work in lots of different varieties, but for some reason in socks, this seems so intense to me. And I think it's because of all the shaping and everything. Like the yoke of a sweater doesn't feel like a ton of shaping, but a sock always feels like shaping. It'd be the same thing if I was doing color work in anything but the cuff to like a glove or mittens. Mittens probably not as bad as gloves. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like if you want to do color work socks, I will accept color work socks because to me, I understand that takes a lot of mental space. If you want to do that filet crochet project you've been sitting on for a while, fillet away, baby. I am thinking about doing a valance for this room. I need to change. Everybody knows my walls are in here are lavender now, right? You can kind of see it through here. This is my blinds in here still. And in the paper crafting room. I want to change these blinds out. I'm not sure what blinds I want to replace them with or if I want to do Roman shades. But I am thinking valance to cover the top. I don't want cafe curtains, but I am thinking valance just to kind of bring everything together. And I'm thinking color because I love my Mexican prints. Probably not something I'm going to do in the month of June, but just sharing ideas. So if there's something like that where you've been thinking about it, maybe you'll do some balances and give me some ideas of what you're thinking. Anyway, we're getting into Carrie ADD brain. As I said on Tuesday's video, life be lifing. We're catching up. Things are going up out of order this week. Things are probably going up out of order next week. We do unexpected things. All we can do is rise to the occasion and meet the day head on. So that is what we're doing. Anyway, this is the end of the quarter as well. So if you have sport and DK weight projects, you can also dual enter into our quarterly make along as well as next quarter is fingering weight yarn. So if you wanted to start a big fingering weight project now to carry into quarter 3, that is also something I will accept. Once again, I am all for the dual entries here. You know, as long as you're working on them in the periods of time we're discussing these projects, that these are the make-alongs going on. This is not one where you have to start and finish in the month. You can start, hence it being start the large project. Or if you already have something started, intentionally spend this month working on it. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for the sun, the moon, and the stars. I'm not asking you to crank out somehow a king-size quilt in 4 weeks, but this is another one of those months where we're being intentional and we're really thinking about what is it we want, how do we craft, what do we have to craft with, and how are we going to pull these things all together. So anyway, if you have any questions, leave them down below. If you've already had a project on deck, since I mentioned this a couple days ago, what do you have on deck? What are you planning on working on? Where is your brain going? Are you looking for a specific kind of thing? Are you looking to like extend your, stitch repertoire and you want to start like cabling for the first time or something? Like, what are you thinking? Where is your brain in this process? Because I love seeing and hearing about your process as much as my own process. Like my process seems to be interesting to you guys. I find your process equally as interesting. I learn so much from you guys. The back and forth is part of why I do this. Doing videos keeps me accountable as well because I have to tell you guys what I'm doing. Or I feel like I have to tell you guys because I feel like I owe you guys an explanation sometimes. Anyway, I love you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I cannot wait to see what you guys decide to work on for the month of June. Start the large projects.